Yeah, I guess there we go. I guess that probably wasn't what you were planning on at the start of the day, but a fairly dramatic turn of events.
Yeah, definitely. You know, if we're brutally honest, it would have been nice to have got over 100-run lead. From the position that we were in. But you got to give credit to England. They bowl well and put us under some pressure. But even at one stage, they brought it back and Jazzy and Bolty to get us to that 80-run lead and that momentum with us and obviously Matt Henry before tea and the rest of the guys after tea. Being 9 down, we didn't see that happening.
How big was it when you got into the field, getting those 2 wickets in that little period before tea, in terms of really getting your tails up and putting England under pressure?
I think anytime you got, an 80, anything over 50 after being in the field for 120 overs, quite warm today. You need early wickets nothing better than being an opening, a middle order batter and having your pads on for a while in that situation. So to get Burns out has been, very hard to dismiss in this whole series. And, that sort of set the tone. I think, we knew there was a big contingency of right-handers to come. And I think, throughout this whole series, I think the bowlers have probably bowled slightly better to the right-handers the whole time. So it was nice to get Burns out and, as I said, take that momentum from the way Bolty and Jazzy batted and Tezza to a bowled as well as he did as well.
And then in the final session, the wickets just kept coming. What was it like out there as, I guess, you pretty quickly got yourselves well on top and on the verge of a win?
Yeah, I think it's England, things can happen very quickly and there's a bit of an echo. Things happen very, really quickly and, you don't want to get carried away both ways. It doesn't take much to get a partnership and the momentum's taken away from you and vice versa. You're only a couple of wickets away. So, we just wanted to be patient and put the ball in the right area for long enough. And we knew, if we did that, we would ask enough questions. But, a few things went our way and, it was nice to get those wickets and, nice to be in that position.
And you need one more wicket to get them out. They currently lead by 37 runs. But I guess as you've come off the field, you're probably talking about not getting ahead of yourselves, if I've got you right.
Yeah, I think you want to be professional in the way you go about it. The batters out there can score runs, and once they get to if they can get a decent lead, obviously they get their tails up, and you never know what happens. So whatever we do, we need to do it well tomorrow. Get that one wicket, and go about the chase in a professional manner.
Is there a sense of excitement sort of building though, knowing that you are so close to an away win, a win in England, a series win in England?
No, I don't. I think it's one of those things where if it did happen, then it's time to get excited. But there hasn't been much talk in the dressing room. I think we're just happy with the way we bowled in that last session and stuck at it. I think to put a very good England side under pressure for long periods of time and to get the rewards was what was probably satisfying from our point of view.
Obviously, in this match, a few familiar faces, not in the 11. A few senior guys as well. How good is it to see the likes of Matt Henry, Ajaz Patel, Will Young yesterday with the bat come in and really step up and play big roles in this match?
Yeah, I mean, it just testament to them, but also the group in itself. A lot of it was there was a couple of forced changes, obviously because of injury, and then a little bit of rotation as well leading into the final. But no, I think they played a crucial role in this. As you said, the 3 players and the selectors have got some good backups for whatever side they decide to go in with for the World Cup final.
If I can take you back to yesterday when you first came to the crease, Stuart Broad had the ball moving around quite a bit. You've obviously batted a lot in your Test career. How tough was that sort of introduction yesterday?
Yeah, I think it just showed, once the ball gets quite soft, it becomes a lot easier to play. And, both sides were trying to change that ball as quick as possible, knowing that the next ball was a lot harder and did more. I guess it's tough enough to face Broad and Anderson when the sun's out, but when the cloud covers there, change of ball, and the lights are out, probably doesn't get much tougher than that. So, we've talked about it over here many a times. Even the last time we were here, once the lights are out, it doesn't get any harder to bat. But it was nice to fight through that, get through it. Even though it did feel like it was a long way off. But no, it was nice to fight through to the end. And as we know, if you can get through those tough periods, it does become a little bit easier, even though you had to wait a bit of time.
Yeah, you've obviously had a bit of a lean trot. Your second 50 in your last 16 innings you brought up this morning. What did it mean to you to sort of put a score in? Obviously, what turned out to be a pretty important score on the board.
Yeah, I mean, I obviously would have liked to have scored a lot more runs, but just how the cricket's been played over the last little while. If you don't score runs in the first innings, you don't actually get much of a bat in the second innings back home. So it was nice to contribute in that first innings and get a bit of rhythm. But no, as I said, I was happy with the fight that I did yesterday, and then today I felt a lot better and moved as well as I have for a long period of time. So no, the confidence, it would have been good to get the confidence up a lot higher than it probably would have, before the game. And would have been nice to have gone on, but would have taken 80 at the start of the game.
You came out this morning, it seemed pretty clear there was an intent to, attack, especially once the new ball came. Was that, pretty important for you having that attacking mindset?
No, I just thought, just wait for the ball to be put in the right area and score. I think, they tried to give it a chance to swing, and I felt like it was the time to, still back myself to play through the line and score. Sometimes you can get yourself in trouble, but no, I definitely didn't go out there to be as attacking. Just try and see what comes about. And they pitched it up probably a little bit more than they did with the audible.
And just lastly, from me, how big was surviving that first little period yesterday in terms of giving you that confidence to help you then go out this morning, especially, and put a decent score on the board?
Oh, anytime you go out, it was nice to not really think about batting as much last night. Sometimes you can play the innings all the way through the night, especially when you've been struggling. So it was nice to try and be relaxed as much as possible this morning, and I felt that, and I think my movements were really good. Yeah, I mean, you can look at it in so many different ways, but sometimes it's just finding a way of getting through it, regardless of how pretty or how ugly it is.
I'll just ask you one lastly without Will Young as well. You obviously batted with him a bit last night. You played from a bit at Central. him probably pretty well. What's it like to see him, make his first, I guess, sizable test score?
Yeah, I mean, I guess it's always nice to see your domestic teammates do well, and would have been nice for him to have gone on and got that first 100 as well. But he's going to be a fantastic player for us for a long period of time. And just to get that first 50 and Test cricket, I think, as I said, it would have been nice to have got 100, but he definitely, I'm sure, would have taken 80, and the confidence that he'll get from that, the learnings, and obviously the county cricket about coming over here. I think he's learning a lot, and to come in and replace Kane is no easy feat. And, to come in and bat as well as he did, I'm sure he'll get a lot of confidence from that for the future as well.
No, cool. Thanks, Ross.
Thanks, Ross. I think we've just got Joe who's jumped on the line. Joe, we've covered most things. Ross, I just wanted to ask you a couple more before we close. Just a comment on Ajaz Patel and how he's gone in this test. Another guy you know pretty well.
Yeah, I mean, obviously back home we don't play a spinner very often, and with the dry nature of this wicket and the balance of the side and the changes, for him to come out and get some key wickets, and then that partnership today, I think hasn't played a lot of Test cricket, but I thought he looked very accomplished out there with the bat, and that momentum, I think, was if we'd only got a 40 or 50 run lead, I think just the psychological over 75, 80 odd, gave us a little bit of momentum, and it was fantastic. And then I think he took that from the bat with the ball, and to get Root in that manner, he's one of the best players of spin I'm sure will give him a lot of confidence.
Cool. And just lastly, you probably played in front of plenty of good crowds and atmospheres, but what's it been like this week with a full crowd? And they've been pretty enthusiastic being back, and also a few Kiwis spotted amongst them as well.
Yeah, 100%. No, I think this would definitely have to go down as one of the most, the best atmosphere in a test match. I thought, not only did Broad and Anderson bowl very well, but I think the way the crowd got in behind them made my job a lot harder. No, that's what you play cricket for, is to play in front of good crowds. And all the youngsters, they've commented on how it's been fantastic and how well received it is from us. But it's been some good banter. But that's what it's all about: Test cricket, good crowd, and some good cricket as well.
Cool, awesome. Hey, thanks very much for jumping on, everyone. Cheers, Roscoe, for that. We'll catch you tomorrow.